Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at a new wig from Paula and it's called Shelby. So stay tuned. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Coco's Hair Solutions and I'm Coco. Today we're going to be looking at a new hairstyle by Paula. Her name is Shelby, and this is what she looks like. She has a special color that she's in, and it's called French Roast. That's S17/21. Now, in looking at her dimensions, we can take a look and know that she's going to sit shorter on my face than she does on the model here. We just know that. I know that personally because of my measurements. And if you have measurements that are close to mine, especially the length of your face and jaw, mine is 8 inches from my hairline to my chin. And then it's even further down to my collarbone. We have another 4 or 5 inches from my jawbone to my collarbone. And if your measurements are close to mine, which I will put down below in the descriptor box, then you're going to know that she's going to fit on you a little bit more like what she fits on me instead of what she looks like in the catalog. So let's take a look at her, okay? We're going to open the box, and she comes sitting inside her box like this with the tags and all of that, no netting and no tissue for her. Let's look at her cap construction, okay? Alrighty, so it looks like, oh my goodness, we have an open cap construction. This girl is going to be very, very cool in the summertime. You can see that open wefting on the top of the top of the cap, and that also means that there's not a lot of permatease up there. But I will tell you that she does have some, and so that might make for a really nice addition on this kind of a bob, if you will. Okay, we have a really nice wide velveteen band across the front hairline to make that very comfortable. We have open wefts, or excuse me, open ear tabs that you can put your glasses through. And we have lots of good fibers stitched on the underside of these ear tabs. So that brings those hair fibers close to your cheek area and covers your sideburn area. We also have an open extended nape right down here, and we have Velcro adjusters. So that's, don't you love those Velcro adjusters? I like them a lot. I like them a lot better than some of the Hook brand and that kind of thing. So, and then of course, open wefts all the way around. And just in looking, look at how many layers of wefts that go across here. So, I mean, if we were to count them, one of these days, I think I will. And that way I'll have a really good idea, because that will tell you if you're going to be able to see the wefting when the wind blows. The more wefts or rows of, or what they're really called are curtains, hair curtains that are sewn, and that creates the wefts. The wefts are the openings and the openings made by the curtains and the elastic. Anyway, but having more curtains, rows of curtains, will help prevent wefts from showing. And you might notice that just looking at your wigs, the differences between the number of rows of hair curtains. All right, let's take a look at this pretty color. All right, look at that. She's got some highlights and lowlights. It's like a medium brown with highlights in it. Doesn't it look really pretty? Now, she does not have any rooting in her construction. And then of course, if you take a look at the root area, she does have permatease, and you can see that. No rooting, but you can't really see the cap construction. Alrighty. Ooh, I can't wait to try her on. Okay, I'm gonna shake her out and get my brush and activate that permatease up on top. Wake her up from having traveled in the box. We want to wake this girl up, right? Have her be ready. Okay, before I take her off or I put her on, what I have on today is a Godiva Secret wig. It's Freedom in the color Gold Harvest, or Harvest Gold. It's a kind of the same color or similar colors. I don't know. One looks a little more this looks warmer than this. So I'm going to say that this color, French Roast, is going to be warmer, warmer in color. It's not a cool color, but it's a warm color. And she weighs about 2.9 ounces. All right, let me go ahead and switch these girls out. Okay, well, that's a bob, isn't it? Now, see what I mean about being shorter on me? Let's take a look at what she looks like in the catalog. She looks like on this model, she looks like she's a little bit longer than she is on my head. And I'm an average size. And of course, you can take a look at my dimensions down below. But the bangs are pre-cut at a decent level. Let's go back over those dimensions and take a look at these. The front is 4.5. The top is 7.5. So we've got some longer layers, 7.5 on the top. The crown is 6.5. The sides are 5.5. So what you can see is as these hair fibers are moving down the cap, they're adjusting for the movement so that you get a more of a bob look. The sides are 5.5. The upper back is 7 inches. The nape is 3 3/4 inches. And then if she comes in 22 colors, which is wonderful, all those wonderful Paula Young colors that you love, you'll be able to get her in those. And then she only comes in an average size. So let's take a look and see what we can do with her. I mean, just right out of the box, boy, this is a lucky find. You know, because I have had wigs like this where I've had to take my hot air brush, you know, one side lays really nice, the other side kind of curdles or lays flat. And of course, I probably would look at it a little bit closer, but yeah. Okay, so she's a great bob right straight out of the box in this instance. She does have a lot of fullness on the top, not as much permatease as many other wigs that I have had on. I do like the way the bangs are. And let's see, do we have, okay, it looks like we do have some razor cutting along the side. You can piece it out and bring it forward, a little bit of that highlight. Okay, so we can part it, obviously on my left, move it that way. Let's see, we can part her on the right. Move it that way, so you can part her on whatever side that you really like having her parted on. All right. Now we can open up the bangs. I know just by piecing them out, bringing them up, maybe opening. Okay, so if I part it on this side, I'm going to want to open up this. So we can have a side swept bang, a little more of a side sweep. Let's see, I would probably... The cap feels very normal, feels very much like an average. Okay, we can pull out a little bit of sideburn area, and she covers my sideburns fairly well. Let's see, I'll show you. Okay, so here you can see even part of my wig cap. Maybe I'll push that back in there. Okay, so there's my sideburns. So I do get some decent coverage on here, and all I would have to do is take some root cover and just put it all along my hairline right here, and I could easily get away with pulling this whole piece behind my ear and showing just this part of my sideburns. So you could do either one. Okay, we could fluff her up. Let's see. All right, let's bring everything forward. I can't wait till I get some water on her. Can you? I know, we're gonna piece her out. Okay, so I can tame her down a little bit, make her more casual. Okay, and it does seem that when I have my tabs even, that she is cut even. You know, sometimes we do end up finding that wigs may have one longer side than another. And in those instances, you can, if you feel comfortable enough, you can trim them yourself, or you can have your hairstylist do it for you. Okay, coming forward. So we've got a heavier bang, obviously, when we do that. More concentrated around the face. When I bring my hair forward and I start covering my face, that's when I like to kind of sculpt these little pieces, these little razor pieces around my face so that I can create that illusion that my face is more oval than square. And so bringing an opening up into the bang area a little bit, widening, having the bangs come down here and stopping at the top of my cheekbone, and then having the sides of the wig come in underneath my cheekbone area. So that way you can see it makes my face look a lot more oval. It brings the eye's attention to the eye cheek area, and it just adds a little bit more of a stylized look, not quite so casual. You're paying attention to those things. Okay, let's take a look. She's just all nice and neat all the way around. I've got good movement. She feels comfortable. There's no tight places. And I had not touched any of the Velcro closures. So let's see. All right, we can, of course, every time we fix the bangs one way or another, we can switch this around. Let's see, if I want more space, I can bring that up and open up the bang area a little bit more. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna try, let's go for some water. Ooh, we could probably tease her up so good up here and really dress her up. Let's see. Now, because she doesn't have a root, she's not gonna have any added dimensional color, but I think the highlights in this color mix, the French roast, I think they're gonna show up a little bit more when you use water with her, because it's going to bring them out. And especially if you've got it pieced out, you're gonna see the little pieces a little bit more pronounced. And of course you can tease her up this way. You know, she reminds me a lot of Holly, Paula Young's Holly. But she has more hair than Holly does. And Holly's more of she's tapered at the neckline. This one has more of a bob feel to her. And the fibers, of course, feel great. I can't get over this color. This is really a pretty color. Okay, so parting it on the side, bringing some pizzazz up into the crown area and the upper back. And of course, you can exaggerate the sleekness down here and have her just kind of drape along your neck or hug your neck to create a little bit more angular look and some stylized areas, you know, get some. I've heard that John Renault's Peace Out is excellent for doing this kind of thing. But if you don't have any of that, you know, using water and hairspray is a great way to do that and to create that pieciness look. And I would caution you just to be very careful on how much hairspray you use. And a lot of times, instead of spraying the hairspray directly on your wig, spray it on your hand and then rub your fingers into it, your hands, and then do it only on the pieces where, put the hairspray only on the pieces where you want to have that extra pieciness at. Okay, well, let's see. We've got a couple other things we can do with her. Okay, how about a really pretty little blingy clip? That would be fun, isn't it? You can do it one side, you can do it both sides. Have it kind of keep those pieces back there and add a little bit of bling to your style. Maybe a real pretty headband. Or a headband, cloth headband with a wire in it. Very easy to wear. You can put it with the bow on the top here or on the side like that. Or you can turn it around and have it with the bow in the back. And how about a little flip at the bottom and tight behind the ears with a little root covering? Not bad, huh? Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed looking at Shelby along with me, and I have really enjoyed bringing her to you. Please be sure and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that bell so that you'll be notified every time I put a new video on. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been fun today. Thank you so much. We will see you again next time at Coco's Hair Solutions.